in European goods authorized by the World Trade Organization back in 2019. These tariffs on a host of items since October 2019 have hit the once lucrative market hard. Also, Britain's exit from the European Union's single market and customs union at the start of this year have compounded the industry's problem. British Prime Minister Boris Johnson on Thursday welcomed the new agreement, saying it would strengthen the UK and US trading relationship and work to build back better from the pandemic. On Thursday, the French Prime Minister Jean Castex announced that the government is putting the northern Pas-de-Calais region under a weekend lockdown. After the French Riviera and Dunkirk in the north, Pas-de-Calais is the third area in France where a localized weekend lockdown is in place. The lockdown starts at 8 a.m. on Saturdays and ends at 6 p.m. on Sunday. The region also remains under the national curfew that starts at 6 p.m. every night. COVID-19 has already claimed the lives of more than 87,000 people in France, and the vaccination drive is now ongoing. So far, 3.2 million people have received at least the first dose of the vaccine. The country aims to vaccinate 30 million by the summer, and since the beginning of the year, the government has been fighting the pandemic with an ongoing region-by-region basis. According to their Prime Minister, Pas-de-Calais added to the region under the weekend lockdown because it has more than 400 confirmed cases per 100,000 people. That is nearly twice the national average. Paris is so far spared from weekend lockdowns. It's time for a break now, but please come back for some more E&I UK and Europe edition.
Bagong batch of contenders ang muling magtatagisan sa kantahan ngayong Sabado. Ibig sabihin yan, new batch of talents din ang ating masasaksihan. This is Tagisan ng Galing Part 2, Singing Edition.
Welcome back to E&I UK and Europe edition. Now for some more interesting stories from around the United Kingdom this week. Londoners have a new way to do their groceries. With us with more details today is Love Ann Season. Hello, Love Ann.
Thank you, Giancarlo. So the online sales giant Amazon is launching Thursday in London for the first time outside the United States. A supermarket allowing you to do your shopping without going to the checkout. And this is a new step in its fierce competition with traditional shops. Now, the Amazon Fresh store in the Ealing Broadway Shopping Centre is the first convenience store in the UK to allow this trouble-free way of shopping. It is also the first physical Amazon store outside the United States. Now, let's hear what customers think about this innovative way of shopping.
I popped in to get some items for a cake that I'm going to make, so needed to quickly get in and out, and it worked perfectly for me. I think the major advantage is the fact that sometimes when you go to a supermarket, you can do your shopping and then it could be 5, 10, 15-minute wait to pay for your goods at the end. This is just a simple way to cut through and walk out and finish your job.
It was really strange. It felt like I was a criminal because I was just taking things and putting them straight in my bag. But apparently there are cameras watching me, and then you just walk out. Didn't seem right, but I was assured it was okay.
Now, the store works with sensors, cameras, and deep learning algorithms, a technology designed to allow a machine to learn on its own. And Amazon has explained in a promotional video. The store offers a wide selection of new buy Amazon stamp products, including meat, fish, fruit and vegetables, bakery, prepared meals, and basic necessities. The store offers a wide selection of, the store will also be similar to 20 Amazon Go stores in the US, but will operate under the Fresh brand already in the UK for online groceries, and a series of other locations are planned in London. Matt Birch, a former executive of Sainsbury's Supermarkets, now the head of Amazon Fresh stores in the country, said that consumers in the UK crave a convenient shopping experience, and we believe they will appreciate being able to come in and out with the purchase that they need. Amazon, which was already on the rise in the UK before the pandemic and was increasingly competing with the distressed retail sector, has seen its opposition strengthened by the pandemic, which has resulted in the closure of established stores for months on the street. Back to you, Giancarlo.
Thank you, Lavan. Yeah, it's a very interesting story. But how convenient is it really to shop with Amazon in their new grocery store?
It's really very simple, Giancarlo. Basically, customers scan a QR code from their smartphone on entering, and an electronic gate will swing open and then do their shopping on a range of Amazon branded products. And then when they're done, shoppers just exit directly. No checkout, but every time that the customer takes from the shelf, it automatically debits their account through the app on the phone. So it's quite a technology. Giancarlo?
Thank you, Lavan. Yes, sounds very interesting. Does this Amazon walk-in shop now pose a threat to the more established big grocery stores that we already have here in the UK?
Well, this has certainly raised concerns from the public, especially because of how easy it is to shop this way. But an analyst at NVK Retail does not think that it would pose a threat to the major supermarket chains. One reason given was that traditional supermarkets have been preparing and testing their own checkout-free shopping concepts. And the pandemic also accelerated this process. Also, Amazon sells items from their partners such as Morrisons and Boots. But as we know, Amazon has a tendency to be a major disruptive force, and it has already made the big established grocers to pick up the pace. Back to you, Giancarlo.
Thank you so much, Lavan. We look forward to seeing how this story develops more. Thank you for joining us again this week.
Thank you, Giancarlo, for having me, reporting from London, United Kingdom. I'm Love and Season, and we'll live in interesting times.
Now news on Queen Elizabeth II, how she's appearing on television to share her annual message to mark the Commonwealth Day. To report on this, we have Arabelle Celestino. Hello, Arabelle.
Hi, Giancarlo, and yes, Queen Elizabeth II will appear on television to celebrate the Commonwealth on March 7, the same day as her grandson Harry's eagerly anticipated but controversial interview with Oprah Winfrey will air. She will share her annual message to mark Commonwealth Day, which is on March 8 this year, in a special program on BBC One that will replace the usual annual service, which has been cancelled due to the coronavirus pandemic. Her appearance will come just hours before Harry and his wife Meghan tell the world about why they left the royal family, in a move that has reportedly angered its remaining members. Westminster Abbey, where the annual service was to have been held, said Monday the program will also involve Harry's father, Prince Charles, elder brother, Prince William, and other senior royals. Harry and Meghan announced last week the intimate interview with the U.S. chat show host, in which they are expected to air their grievances about how they were treated inside the family following their fairy tale wedding in 2018. Shortly after revealing the interview, Buckingham Palace announced the couple had permanently quit royal duties, just over a year after they rocked the monarchy by announcing plans to step back from their roles. The Queen ordered the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, as they are formally known, to relinquish their honorary titles and patronages following the confirmation that they would not be returning as working royals. The couple relocated to the United States last year in a move dubbed Megxit by the British press, and have since embarked on several commercial ventures there, including lucrative tie-ups with the streaming platforms Netflix and Spotify. They announced on February 14th that they are expecting their second child, and also hit the headlines earlier this month when Meghan won her high-profile privacy claim against a British newspaper group for publishing a private letter that she wrote to her estranged father. Back to you, Giancarlo.
Thank you, Arabelle. Could you tell us a little bit more about what this Commonwealth Day actually is?
Well, it is an annual celebration commemorated by people all over the Commonwealth in Africa, Asia, the Pacific, and Europe. It honors Commonwealth of Nations, which is a union of some countries that used to be part of the British Empire. It is held on the second Monday of March, and this year it will be on March 8th. The date was chosen as it did not have any previous historical connotations. Giancarlo?
Thank you so much. I know they will not be celebrating this Commonwealth Day as they previously did. What was Commonwealth Day services like in previous years?
Well, in the previous years, during the annual Commonwealth Day service, the Queen was usually joined by members of the royal family at Westminster Abbey. Each year there is a theme, and last year the theme was about delivering a common future, connecting, innovating, and transforming, which offered opportunities for the people, governments, parliaments within the Commonwealth to be able to link and work together at many levels through extensive and profound networks of friendships. Over to you, Giancarlo.
Thank you so much for reporting for us this week, Arabelle.
Reporting from London, United Kingdom, I'm Arabelle Celestino. We live in interesting times.
Okay, we stay in the UK now to see how the United Kingdom is celebrating World Book Day. And to share with us how they do this, here's Eric Daniel Celestino with his report. Let's watch.
Hi everyone, I'm Eric Daniel Celestino, and I actually have a question for you. Do you love reading? Yay! I love reading too! Why do you love reading?
I love reading because it makes me happy and it makes me learn.
I love reading because I am able to go on crazy and epic adventures without ever having to leave my room.
You can learn so much by only reading. You expand your vocabulary to become more articulate and well-spoken, which boosts self-esteem. You can learn more about history and geography of the books you are reading. Did you know that reading has its health benefits? It reduces stress, as a well-written novel can transport you to other realms. It improves focus and concentration levels, especially when we want to get away from the screen. That causes us to multitask and stress out. With reading, we are able to focus on the book itself. It improves our memory, and according to studies, mental stimulation is one of the factors that can delay the onset of dementia. And reading is among the activities that can help keep the brain active. What is your favorite book or saga? Oh well, we hope you are enjoying this day, because today is World Book Day! I am Eric Daniel Celestino, and we live in interesting times.
Thank you, Eric Daniel, for that wonderful report. It's time for another break now, but please come back for some more ENA UK and Europe edition.
The Filipino is a resilient race. We have weathered unimaginable calamities. But as a nation, we always rise and face new challenges, including the COVID-19 crisis. This week, we will talk about ways to minimize the risks posed to our lives and livelihood during disasters.
We need to understand hazards and risks, whether it be personally, our businesses, our community, our way of living, and even including our mindset. it helps us to go on the second leg, which is to act.
Ms. Maria Teresa Nina Abogado, Senior Manager for Programs and Partnerships of Oxfam Philippines, will share disaster preparedness and where to get access to financial resources and the ability to predict the onset of major and disruptive events in this week's episode of Open for Business.
Welcome back to ENI UK and Your Petition. Now for some more interesting stories from around Europe this week. As Germany slowly eases its lockdown measures, hairdressers are given the permission to reopen. Francis Manalili joins us from Frankfurt, Germany, with some details. Hello, Francis.
Thank you for having me, Giancarlo. With the beginning of this month, the lockdown measures in Germany are being slightly eased. After 2.5 months, hairdressers across Germany are now allowed to reopen for business. They had to remain closed since last December 16, when the second nationwide lockdown came into force. The decision to open the hairdressing shops nationwide was taken at the last federal state meeting last month on the 10th of February. This decision is a great relief for hairdresser and salon owner, who financially suffered and feared for their existence due to the closure of salons. Nevertheless, the government made it clear that this adjustment is accompanied with strict hygiene rule. It is evident that customers and employees wash their hands and disinfect after entering the hair salon, as well as after attending to every customer. Apart from that, appointments for customers have to be made beforehand. It is also instructed to have an air exchange in the salon every 20 minutes. Therefore, it is recommended to open the window and door completely to ensure passage. Dry haircuts are not allowed because, as with other contact surfaces, infections can also be transmitted via hair. And lastly, wearing medical face masks and following the 1.5 meter social distancing rule between customers are still mandatory. Back to you, Giancarlo.
Okay, thank you. Out of all types of businesses in the country, is there a specific reason why hairdressers were given the authorization to reopen?
Yes, Giancarlo. The Federal State Assembly decided to make an exception for hairdressers to accommodate the elderly who are very dependent towards hairdresser. But it is not only a question of hygiene. It was also emphasized by the Bavarian Prime Minister Markus Söder that it is a matter of human dignity, especially during these difficult times. But it is also important to mention that some states, such as North Rhine-Westphalia, already started allowing businesses such as flower shops and hardware stores to reopen again. So there are slight changes here and there, but of course Germany remains cautious, especially due to the impact of the more contagious coronavirus variant. Back to you, Giancarlo.
Thank you so much for bringing us that latest report from Germany today, Francis.
Thank you for having me. Reporting from Frankfurt, Germany, I'm Francis Manalili, and we live in interesting times.
Okay, we now go for a tour of the Glacier 3000 in Switzerland. Bringing us there is Trina Joyce Assegal. Let's watch her report.
Glacier 3000 is located at Côte-du-Pilon between Gstaad and Les Diablerets in western Switzerland. Our journey begins by riding a bus-sized cable car that takes you to the top of the mountain, giving us views of a stunning panorama of the Swiss Alps. You can also have a peek of iconic mountains such as Mont Blanc, Matterhorn, Eiger, Mönch, and Jungfrau. During both winter and summer, you can enjoy a wide variety of sports activities. In the wintertime, there's an 8-kilometer ski slope starting at 3,000 meters going down to 1,300 meters, called the Red Run Slope, and a snow park for professional riders to perform different jumps. Otherwise, there's a fun park for non-skiers offering sledding, or you can go for a hike along the Glacier Walk to see the splendid view of the Swiss Alps. During summer, you can ride the Alpine coaster, which is fun for the kids. There are also different hiking trails. You can even ride on a sled drawn by huskies, which is available all year round. To experience a unique adventure, don't forget to experience the famous Fierce Peak Wall, or how about going shopping or dining at the restaurant, which will complete your unique experience with the Swiss Alps. But due to the COVID-19 restrictions, kindly check their website before coming for any changes. I hope this gives you the urge to visit Glacier 2000. I am Gina Josasuga from the ABC Switzerland Bureau. We live in interesting times.
Thank you so much to Trina and EBC Switzerland for that taste of winter. We will end today's show as always with our view from our window. And today we go to Madrid and Puerta del Sol, which is a busy and much visited square in the center of Madrid. Madrid is also the capital of Spain, and in this square we can find since 1950 the so-called Kilometro Cero. This is where the major radial highways start. The oldest building in Puerta del Sol is the Casa de Correo, where the tower clock stands out. The square is a tourist attraction for people visiting Madrid. This view is courtesy of Eggy Assis from our EBC Spain Bureau. Thank you so much, Eggy. That's it for our program today. We hope you stay safe and keep positive as we bring you more stories next week from around the United Kingdom and Europe. I'm Jakarta Matera, and we live in interesting times.
Ikaw kasi, iiwan mo ko.
With this ring, I promise, babalik ako.
And I promise, hihintayin kita.
Sa bawat